Welcome to my channel, Car Projects. Today we're going to be working on a Lexus. We're going to change the thermostat. So on these vehicles, it's pretty simple, but I'm going to tell you what you need to do. You need to remove this. Okay, you're going to remove this. You're going to carefully remove this, some of this vacuum, and then you're going to remove the air box. Once you remove all that, you have a lot of access through here, which is what the thermostat is. Let's go ahead and start with that, and then let me show you. So we're gonna start removing the battery. To remove the bracket, there is one here and one here. Now you don't need this kind of tools. You can do this with hand tools. It's just gonna take longer, but you remove the bracket. I recommend you have one of these so you don't lose the tools, and this is magnetic. You don't lose the bolts. See? Now you have it. Remove the battery. So it seems like this oh shit. This was changed, and this isn't the right one that goes there, but minor details are just. Let me put some gloves. Move those out of the way so you can take the battery out. Remove this little tray, just move it out of the way. Now to remove this part of the airbox, you're gonna need to pry this. You need to remove this, this, and this. Now you need a special little pry tool, but I don't, so I'm just gonna improvise. Let me get something. Okay, so I just realized something. See how it has the little hole here? The little thing, you just press it down and it'll come off. Once you take this off, you're gonna have access to this. You don't want to remove those. Once you remove that, you want to get some little pliers and press on this right here. And when you press on it, like through the sides, it's hard doing it one hand. As you press it here on the sides and you pull it, that will come off. You get the idea, right? And then this will just slide out. Oh, there's another one here. You have to do the same right here. Okay. And one more on this side. you remove that. Okay. If you want to take a picture of this and how it goes, because you want to put this back exactly how it is. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect this, and then this out of the way. Oops. These vacuums are very old, so if they do happen to break, look. If they happen to break, make sure that you replace them. Okay. So once you remove that, we have to remove the airbox. So the airbox has this here, which I'm sure something's missing there, and then there's another one back there. Okay, so let me take it out. You want to take this off. This is called the mass airflow sensor. I'm sure you guys, some of you might know. You want to remove that. Out of the way. You want to loosen this up right here, so you can let go of the little hose there, the fresh air hose. You can take it out. Also, just so you know, if you need to change your air filter, this is what you have to do. There's only a vacuum hose here you want to remove. And the reason you want to remove them is because you don't want to break them. I see a lot of people breaking these. You remove those vacuum hoses. And there it is. And there it is. To remove this air box, there's 3 bolts. One here, and one here. When you remove this whole thing, it's gonna come off with this part right here. Okay, so you want to disconnect this too. Okay, now that this whole thing is free, we're gonna loosen it up. Gonna loosen it up from here. When you remove it, you're gonna have to hold down here as you pull out, because this sort of gets shoved in there. And there you go. And you see, it came out with the whole thing. All right. Now that we got it all out, where's the thermostat, you may ask? It's down here. But in order to get to this, we need to remove some of this wiring, just out of the way though. You don't need to do much. I'll show you. just so it's easier, you're gonna have to unplug this. You're gonna have to unplug this. Unfortunately, sometimes you will struggle to unplug this. The thing is, and then this is a lot of complaints, is to get to this part, this stupid thing cracks. So everything is like super brittle here. And I think the thing to take it off, that's brittle. It's not coming up. There we go. So one trick is you're supposed to press this, but I guess this is broken. So if you stick like something there so you can pry it, basically you pry that open, then you can slide it out. Okay. Now you're gonna remove this right here. This. And remember the little one, the little. To drain the coolant out of this car, it's right here. Okay, but no car is ever perfect, and it's gonna be in the way of this. Now I will tell you to remove this. It's such a pain in the ass, and on this car it's held down by sit types, so I'm not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen it. It's gonna spill all over the place, but that's okay. Usually I guess you're supposed to remove this like a bolt here, two here, and then some, and then this kind of come off, but I'm just gonna do it from there. So that's actually serving as a guide. Look at that. I barely loosen it up enough. It's serving as a guide. I'm just gonna let it drain slowly. I'm not in a hurry. Now the Toyota coolant for this is pink. Now I bought this one right here, the Preston Universal. Now I would recommend you put the pink if you can find it. For whatever reason, my local auto parts didn't have it, and the dealer is closed today, and I need this car by tomorrow, today being Sunday, and I need this car by Monday. This is for my mom, for her to work. So yeah, I'll be right back because I'm doing it slow so I don't make a mess. But this serves like a little guide. It's kind of cool. Alright, I'll be back. Oh, it would not have made a difference if I would have taken this piece of shit thing out, because this bar right here got full of coolant and then it started dripping. That's kind of a bitch. That sucked. Okay, but and now it made a mess everywhere. But it made a mess everywhere. So like I said, yeah, it started dripping here. So I would just like put like some kind of tape there before, like right here, and then right here. But then if you do, I think it's gonna start coming out from here. So it's something you gotta live with. Coolant on this car looks pretty good. So one thing you always want to check, it's the coolant. You want to make sure that there is no like mud looking thing and stuff. But on this, it doesn't. So it looks like it was taken care of. We just bought the car, and I just want to change the thermostat because I think it was running a little too hot, in my opinion. So I just wanted to, you know, be sure it's better safe than sorry. Alright, so to start, we're gonna have to remove this hose right here out of the way. Once we remove The sun is not letting me really see, but that hose right here. I hate these things. Another thing I forgot to say, you can get away with it, but I will remove this and this. You gotta make sure that you plug those back in and not skip this, because this is ground. If you don't plug them back in, your car won't start. Okay. Now that you take this whole assembly out, okay, carefully, and we get access to the thermostat housing. Okay. Now I guess maybe you don't have to remove this. We're gonna try to get away with that. Yeah, long straight. It's gonna be like a little hole there. You see it? You're gonna have to loosen it up. When you loosen it, there's one there. I think it has two. There's gonna be one on the other end. You have to maneuver your tool do all these things to get to it. But there we go. So we can get away with not having to loosen this, but unfortunately it won't come out, so we are gonna have to loosen it. I really dislike this type of okay, so I loosened the thing and shitload of water came out, but oh well, I'm just saying. Here's the thing though, this is made out of plastic, and if it was damaged we need to replace it, but to replace it is a pain in the ass. Now there's two ways to do it. One, you remove the starter, which is like 2 bolts, move out of the way, and then this comes out. The other thing is you take these hoses out and you fight with it until it comes out. I'm trying to do this without having to take it off, just moving out of the way. And so far, it has not yielded any results. There we go. So it seems that this thermostat was changed, because this is not the original. But that makes me feel safer. However, I'm still changing it because the last thing you want is your Lexus to die. Okay, so this is the new one I'm putting on. It is a fail safe. Basically what that means is that if it fails, it will stay open to allow flow. When you put this on, you want to put the gasket around this, and let me get that. Today I try to be organized and I keep losing shit, but this is the part number for the thermostat. 35445. It's a failed report number. This is the thermostat. This is from the local auto parts. It's a fail safe. It's motor rad, and the part number is 7281180. You can see it right there. Okay, so in most thermostats you need a gasket. This one's a little bit different. How so, you may ask? Is that this gasket goes around this inside. So if you see there's like a little groove, that's because it goes here. You do not have to put anything on it, no silicone or nothing. Just have to make sure it goes there. Another important thing is, if you notice this thing right here, if you notice this thing right here, right there, the little dot right there, needs to be at 12 o'clock. On any car, it needs to be at 12 o'clock. Unless it's one of those cars that's like it's sticking up, then it doesn't really matter from what I understand. But on this one, since it's on the side, it needs to be at 12 o'clock. This is what allows water to go and bleed it out. It's something like that. I could be wrong when I say it's bleeding it out, but I know that it does help with the air, to get rid of the air circulation, if that makes sense. Like, so more coolant can flow. So when you put it in, you're gonna shove it in there like this. Let me go ahead and clean that little place up there. There, it's nice and clean. Now we're gonna put this on. Now this is the only gasket that you're gonna need in this. You don't need a gasket for this or anything like that. It's just that. Okay. And sometimes it can be a little tricky to put it back in, but so some shops told me that if I just loosen the starter enough to move it out of the way, then this job becomes a lot easier. I guess I like to have a hard time because I didn't loosen it up. Okay. When you put it in, it's gonna fit just snug. Okay. And it shouldn't fall off. You can see right there. It fits just snug. I hope you guys can see. I have the little thing facing 12 o'clock. So we're gonna put this back, and it will just slide in nice and easy. Okay. And then these are the things that you need to put there. What I like to do is I get this, I magnetize it. I'll show you what I mean. I put it on the magnet. Now it's magnetized enough. Not a lot, but just enough to hold the little thing in place. And then we go carefully in. Right there. And we start twisting. And you want to do that, you want to start all over on the first. It's kind of hard. No, I dropped one somewhere. When you put this on, it's like you have to use force. Because you can't see them, but you just feel, and you know you put them in correctly. You put them in the correct place. You don't want to over tighten it because this is plastic. If you did not replace the housing, most likely, and it's been over 200,000 miles, your housing might be brittle, so you're gonna have to be very careful, very careful. You do is none. But I am missing one though. So when you get this job, I recommend having one of these. It's a magnet tip. So one of the things fell off, and it fell off way underneath down there. No hand will fit except one of those. You want to put back the one that goes here, line it up, that way you know it's gonna be good. And yes, this valve cover needs to be changed, but we'll handle that in a bit. So, how tight do you need it? Set it if you want. Oh shit. Because this might happen to you guys, I'm going to show you what happened. So this is the thing that holds, along with this, the thermostat, but it broke. As I was tightening. It didn't even take that much. Of the set that I have, I had a 6, and the 6 went in, but obviously it doesn't, it goes through. So what I did is I put this, okay, like this, when it was in there, and then I pulled it towards me, and as I pulled it towards me, I started loosening it and loosening it and loosening it and loosening it and loosening it until it came off. You can see right here where it's scraped. Okay, hopefully you guys can see it. Okay, and that's how I got it off. Now I need to replace it. So what you can do is you can get these, which you will find only like at the dealer, or you can get one of these, something like this, to replace it, and it goes in there. It needs to be a little bit longer than this, probably about this much, and I'll show you why. Because this goes in, but it only has barely enough play. Okay, that's enough to grab it, but you want at least more. You want at least, I'll show you how much you want. You want at least like that much to be very secure. So there you go. I just wanted to give you that because that happened to me right now, and it sucked because I was almost done and then that broke off. And I was trying to take these things off, but then I realized, you know what, let me try this, and that worked very well. And I hope, you know, this works for you. Again, kind of give you an idea what I did. I'm gonna show you. Let's pretend the top one right there was broken, the top one right here. Okay, so what I did is I put it all the way in, and then I pulled it back towards me, and then I started loosening it with the torque, or like the ratchets, and then it came off. I'm hoping that the other ones don't break. Okay, but I wanted to give you that, guys, that advice, so hopefully this doesn't happen to you. You may notice that I removed this. So this right here, the bolts that hold this, are actually big enough and long enough for you to put there. They actually go in there. So I'm gonna take one of these to put it in there because it's long enough. As you can see, it's gonna give me enough clearance. Okay, and once I do that, I'll just run to the store and then just buy a new one of these to put in here. That way, you know, I don't have a loose coil, but you know, that is something that can save you a lot of time. Okay, so I managed to put everything back. Now, one thing I wanted to say was, now I understand why people like this. So apparently, when you press this, you see how it has this clip? If you have the right tool, this goes in here on the bottom part, so it stays open all the time. And then you grab the tool and you press it up, and then it hooks. And so I thought it was very interesting, and I can see why people like it. All right, once you put this, you want to start putting this back as well. And remember, don't forget your grounds. This goes over to here. If you have a wire dryer, try to clean here because there's a lot of oil there. In this case, I don't have wire dryer or anything. There is oil, and that can affect your performance. Okay, so after everything, we put everything back together. Don't forget to tighten all these. Tighten the ones on the back there. Put the bracket back. I lost the little thing that goes here. It's unfortunate, but still holds it in place. Make sure that your vacuums are correctly plugged in. You put this back on, and that's it. And that is how you change the thermostat. You're gonna fill it up all the way, and then keep filling it up, and then keep checking on this. Whenever it gets low, you know, keep filling it up, and that's how you change the thermostat for the Lexus. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.